Welcome to The New Creatives. I'm Austin.
And I'm Jordan. This is a show about creativity and the job of creative expression.
In each episode, we meet a new creative professional and learn what shaped their creative outlook and why they do what they do.
And then we learn how they do it by creating something original together. After that, we have a challenge for you, dear viewer, using everything we've learned together. And we've got something special for you this week. I think you're going to find our guest illuminating.
I see what you did there. And you will too, after we spend a little bit of time with Patrick Rochon. If you're introducing somebody to the idea of light painting and you couldn't show them your work, how would you describe it? What is light painting?
Well, light painting is capturing the trace you make. It's that simple. In my case, I make a trace with a light, with a flashlight. So light painting to me is that. It's about the trace we leave behind as an individual, as a community, as a society, as a country, and as a world. There was a shift in 1997 when I left New York to Tokyo, and I realized I was a light painter in the plane, and I was like, that's my title. And at that point, I never heard anybody say, oh, I'm a light painter. And that shift for me to call myself a light painter was the shift of leaving the mindset of the photographer behind and opening up to something new, where there's more freedom, when there's exploration, where we can break the rules and reinvent them.
Well, you've made an impact on us, enough that we wanted to come talk with you, but also collaborate. We want to make something together. If you're willing to have a couple untrained understudies tag along and try to help.
Well, I think it's important that you try it, just to get an idea, get a taste. I want to work with a dancer where I'm light painting her movements, which I never did before. Always wanted to try that, so this is going to be a first. Then I would like to show you a little bit what a portrait is like. And then I'd like to share light painting with some children who never light painted before.
We had an idea we'd like to run by you. We thought it'd be really cool for the audience of this show, to have something that they can kind of take away, kind of a short tutorial for light painting.
Sounds great.
You like that?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. If you have a camera that can open on bulb or you can manually trigger it, then you're set. And if you don't, then you use your smartphone, and there's a few different apps that can allow you to light paint with your smartphone. You can use any light source you have at home, any kind of flashlight, toys, or anything that makes light. You can use a match if you want. Don't wear anything bright for light paint. This is pretty good. This is pretty good, yeah.
All right.
It's dark enough. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're not too flashy.
Okay, good.
Hey.
How are you?
Well, this is cool.
Yeah,
This is a great
welcome.
room. Hey.
I'm excited to see how it's all done. I've seen the product of your work. I've never seen you doing it in person.
We're gonna start by initiating you to light painting, so the whole day you know what it takes to do this. Excellent. So you guys ready?
Yeah, where do we start?
Okay, good. All right, so here are a few colors.
Ooh, give me that green one.
All right,
Show.
green one.
Awesome.
So the idea is to make some kind of movement and then come back to your starting point.
Do
Ready?
that, yeah.
1, 2, 3, it's on.
See how I did.
All right, let's look at the results.
Hey.
Not
That's awesome.
So these are flat lights.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if we want to use, let's say, a light that's more three-dimensional, right? Let's say we want to use a light like this, then drawing is kind of different, because depending on the angle, you get a wider or smaller surface. This is great to make bold lines, to make kind of like ribbons of light and things like that. So the idea of building tools that are three-dimensional, so they can be seen in every direction, opens up to all these creative possibilities.
3, 2, 1. It's on. Three, 2, 1.
Let's
This.
see.
No idea what I just did.
You know, much
That's
brighter, richer, crisper, and then you can start seeing the layering, how it can,
Oh, yeah.
you know, become interesting.
This is just a small palette. This is really a small palette. And I work with as many colors as I can. I have a bunch of these. I buy a lot of gels. There's a whole box of gels there. And I research, I combine, and I find subtle connections, subtle differences, and I take notes, put stars, I put the numbers of the gels and stuff like that. And I just explore as many colors as possible. I'd like to introduce you to Andrea Peña. She's our dancer today who's going to help us illustrate our ideas. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're going to illustrate the idea of the trace we leave behind. You've given us all of these moments, so many moments, like a story, like you know, about the trace you leave behind. It's like, oh, you're living all these emotions, you're going through all this motion, and you're leaving all these details.
I think one of my favorite moments was actually at the end, the kind of last take that we did where he was actually painting, because I'm a dancer and he's a light painter but also mover, so it was really interesting to hear actually the use of his breath in the light. So it's not just the use of motion to create light, but you can feel that he actually is creating a rhythm inside. So that was actually really interesting, something new that I didn't think was part of the process.
Light painting can take many different forms, but one of Patrick's most recognizable styles are his portraits.
So it's better to start with the layer of the face first.
Yeah.
And then after work around.
Okay. My name is Genevieve Bourne. I had the opportunity, I had the chance to shoot with him some light painting pictures. It's like you're a model for a sculpture because he's like sculpting the light. He's creating something around you. When I share this with people, they find it really, really cool, really amazing. But I do have to explain exactly what it is. You'll see every time we look at the pictures, we're screaming, you know, like, okay, come and see. Like, wow, that's so great. It's always a great surprise. It's pure magic.
From the earliest planning on this project, Patrick insisted he wanted to work with children. Grown-ups can have inhibitions with something so new, but for kids, everything is new.
It was a brilliant idea. These kids dove right in, no hesitation at all.
Ce serait quoi les conseils?
OK, ben juste amusez-vous, faites-le. Juste laissez votre imagination aller, puis ça va vraiment se bien.
The kids' enthusiasm was infectious. So when they asked if we wanted to be their subjects, how could we say no?
Hey, vamos les light painter.
It may sound silly, but those kids really helped us get it. They were just having fun.
When we met up with Patrick and he showed us his light painting techniques, I thought that was the only correct way to light paint.
What's funny about that is that trying to follow some rigid formula is probably the only wrong way to do this.
Yeah, Patrick told us you have to let go. But it wasn't until I saw a 9-year-old who wasn't trying to impress anybody, who was just having fun, that's when it made sense.
So here's our challenge for you. Become a light painter yourself. You can do it because there isn't a right or a wrong way. If you have a dark setting, a long exposure camera, and some movable lights, you're all set.
There are even some smartphone apps that are perfect for this. Pablo is fantastic. And Slow Shutter. There's a tutorial app called Light Paint. And there's an older app called Holographium that still has some pretty cool tricks up its sleeve.
So give it a try. Your inner child will thank you afterward. And then show us your best stuff. Post it online with hashtag #TNCLightPainter, and we'll share our favorites from all of you.
It's never been easier, and in a lot of ways, it's never been more fun. So we hope you'll take our advice on this one. Don't just watch stuff, make stuff.